Hi there. This video is about the confirmation lesson for Wednesday, September 15th. All right, so we are going to begin each confirmation lesson in the chapel with liturgy, looking at Sunday's gospel. So we'll have a green cloth there, a candle there, a Bible, and you want to talk about the season, the season of ordinary time and the color green. And then ideally you would kind of talk about the gospel, then have everyone open up a Bible and find the gospel and read it together and discuss. So this Sunday's gospel for the 25th Sunday in ordinary time is Mark 9:30 through 37. So that's on the lesson plan. And it is about it's sort of like last week's with Who Do You Say That I Am, where Jesus is kind of talking about what's going to happen to him, and then they get into this argument about who is the best. All right, so it's about they're sitting down and who shall be first, and then Jesus says, whoever receives one child such as this in my name receives me. So it's about how we are all welcome in God's kingdom, and that none of us are greater than the other, and that we should just follow God and not worry about comparing ourselves to each other. So that's the gospel. So if you want to kind of talk about that a little bit, have like a nice little discussion about the gospel, then you would move into the books. So our new books are like this. We have brand new ones for everyone. I will have their names on the inside cover here. So you're going to do lessons 1 and 2 on Wednesday. So you'll start with lesson 1, just kind of read through it, stop to talk about things. Lesson 1 is not long, and then you get right into discussion questions. So you want to do the lesson, and then when I originally planned these lesson plans for confirmation, I was going to include a lot of chosen videos to kind of supplement, and I think this is the only one that I did that. So if you have time and you want to do the chosen video, lesson 2 segment 1 talks about like happiness. It's that lesson about like what are we looking for, what's going to truly satisfy us, and that kind of goes with this purpose of man's existence, that God made us, and the ultimate goal is to be happy in him and to achieve heaven someday. So if you want to do that chosen video, you can. I'll have the computer set, or the TV set up for you. Then otherwise you would just go right into the discussion questions, true or false, on page 11. All right. Then everyone will get a prayer journal. So for Wednesday, we're just going to have their names on the inside cover. And then in a few weeks, when we do the lesson on confirmation, I'll have them design something that will go on the front to kind of make theirs unique. But for this week, it's really just a list, things that help us get into heaven, things that hinder us getting into heaven just in our daily lives. If you can get like a whiteboard and maybe make a list and just have people raise hands and come up with ideas, and then they can write it in their own journal. That would be the journal activity for tonight. Yes. And then the lesson 2 is on God and his perfection. So moving right into that, same thing, not a long lesson, a little bit longer than the last one. And then going into the discussion questions, true or false, fill in the blank. Whatever there's time for, whatever is fruitful. I'll let you guys decide how you want to handle that. The next part is a little bit confusing. So it says, read from the Bible. Page 21 is the instructions in the book here. So in our book, there's a class project where, it says read from the Bible. So there's 4 different sections here. The perfections of God. God can be known by reason. The Bible is inspired by God. Divine truth comes also through tradition. And so you'll count the class off by fours and have the ones look up these passages. The twos look up the God can be known by reason passages. And just kind of practice finding those quotations from the Bible. So that's what that is. And then time for prayer practice at the end. When I made these plans, our class changes have changed. Our class list has changed a little bit. Not everyone registered, so I'm not sure what's happening with like Joseph or Sandy or Gavin Metling, if they're going to be there or not. So right now, so I just changed it on mine, so yours will be different. So just pair them up or groups of 3. Make sure the girls are together because there's only 3 girls. So here I have Andrew and Logan, Mason and Ryan, and then the 3 girls, Ellie, Danica, and Mackenzie, and then Paul, Charlie, and Matthew. So we want to try and keep Andrew and Matthew Bliss in separate groups because they're brothers. Try to respect their age. So that's kind of why I did it this way. And then if one of those other 3 kids that we're hoping are there, then I would make adjustments for that. And then there's a closing prayer. So I will have the books and the journals ready in the chapel for you on Wednesday the 15th.